So I recorded the row crop system video about 2 weeks ago, and there was some things that I've found and pointed out that I want to point out through the video for your save. So I've been kind of testing this now for 2 weeks, and it's kind of just some updated information. So I'm going to show you a couple different things first. So going into my save here, I'm going to go fast forward to the next day, sleep through the night here. Sure, 8 o'clock is fine. So the big thing, number one thing, is going to be one of the things in the last video, I might have been calling it row crop ready. Well, ThundR's calling it row crop system. So if anytime I say row crop ready, I'm reading the ThundR's row crop system mod. So again, if I screw that up, that's just what we've called it in the past. So again, row crop system. Anyway, let's take a look at, I wanted to show you one thing here and kind of kind of tell you the story behind how all this went down. So if you take a look at these fields right here, and you can tell already they're not looking too great, but if you take a look at these right here, so I planted sunflowers. Let's take a look. I'm going to kind of avoid this one here because this one I tried to plant like 5 times while testing it, and you kind of see what happened here with this. So what I did notice here when I was doing this, that you can see there's actually quite a few little patchy spots in the fields here. So you can kind of see like almost that whole row is not planted, and and then if you take a look down here, like there's these patches like this, like that, kind of hard to see, but like this. So what I found with this was that, and I kind of like stopped playing with the mod for a little bit. And I mean, I had, stuff like this, all over the place here. And also, if you take a look at my cornfield that's up here, it was missing, if we look at the growth map, it was missing a ton of spots here. It was missing all that. So that's when I turned the mod off, the ThundR's mod off, and actually the row crop system, and just started going normal until I figured it out. Well, again, you can kind of see all the different spots it was missing here when it was planting. So I was adjusting the work height and width of the height really of the planters. I was trying all different kinds of planters. I spent way too much time, way too many hours, couple hours probably, trying to figure this out, what was going on with this. And what I came to the conclusion is that something happened with the upsizing of this, so you're going to get these spots unless you plow your fields. So my recommendation, plow your fields before you plant in this. So after you've upgraded the dem size in my last videos, like I've shown, and you can activate the mod too, ThundR's row crop system mod. You can do that, and then you should have no problem. So for instance, like this field right here, I planted this field, and you can kind of see how this looks here with the rows here like this, and it came out, and if you look at the growth map for it, it came out perfectly. Did not miss a single spot. I mean, I thought there was something to do with the heights of the field. I thought there was a bug with ThundR script. I didn't know what was going on. But again, I figured out plow your fields first, so plow them after you've done the dem files, and should have no problem with getting these to look, just like how they're supposed to. I'm not sure if something happened when we did the dem file size upgrade, or if it's something, either way, the plowing resets the ground, so reset the ground on the fields here, and it'll come out perfectly. So that's number one. And number two, the other thing is if you use precision farming, we found some problems with precision farming because of the different dem size files. So I don't use it, but I troubleshooted it with xman. I did put some fixes in the map itself for it. So what you're going to want to do if you use precision farming, you're going to want to go to ThundR's Patreon page and go over here to collections. Now you'll have to join his Patreon, which is free to join it, and then you can download some of the his mods that he's made public. But you're going to want to download this mod called the PF Precision Farming Configurator. So download this, and it's the stable version right there. And what that does is that gets rid of a bunch of errors that you're going to have while allocating registry stuff. And you'll see that if you don't do that, you'll see a bunch of those errors. So if you do that, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to start over with all the precision farming stuff, unfortunately. You're going to have to redo the soil samples. You're going to have to redo everything with that. So what you can do for that is you'll have to load the game, deactivate precision farming, go in the game, make a save, then exit out of the game, and make sure ThundR's mod's in there, the PF configurator, as well as precision farming. You can activate both of them, and then you can start it up, and it should be good to go. And again, it's going to give you, if you don't do that, it's going to give you a whole bunch of these allocate registry files or errors. So that fixes that, and that will will take care of that. Apparently it's a giant's bug that ThundR has figured out and fixed it. So you're going to definitely want to do that if you use precision farming. So unfortunately, again, there's no way to save those because you have to rebuild each individual dem file or GRLE file, I should say, and that's not exactly the easiest thing to do right now. So anyway, I believe that will do it. The other thing, oh, one more thing I wanted to show you actually before we exit out of this. So kind of hard to see on here, but if I did 2 headlands on this with my John Deere planter, and you can kind of see from the corn going that way, and all of a sudden the rows start going this way. And there's no overlap. There's no overlap with the rows getting planted in here because in the shop, what ThundR did was as far as I know, every planter and seeder, he added this option on here where it says automatic row shutoff. So you're going to want to take all your planters over to either a workshop or the vehicle shop and customize them and make sure that you buy this option, which is only $500 for each one of your planters, even the ones, obviously the ones you currently own too, once you activate his row crop system mod. Because what that does is that prevents any overlap from, and again, it's kind of hard to tell with the corn growing the way it is. Maybe I can see it better if I'm in the harvester here. So it kind of, there we go. You can kind of see that here. So you can see, I'm going to drive in here and destroy it, but you can see that there's no overlap between the headland rows, which are these 2 passes here, and then the rows that are going down the field this way. So just keep that in mind. You'll want to do that for every planter and every seeder because, again, you won't have the overlap here for that. Otherwise, you would have some overlap for that. It turns itself off and then it'll turn itself back on to plants. So anyway, you'll want to make sure you do that for all of your vehicles that are that you've used to plant, whether it's a seeder again or it's a planter, and I'm pretty sure he has it working for everything. Again, if you look at your different seeders, definitely all the base game ones have it. My John Deere one definitely has it as well. So it automatically injects itself into those, so you can get those. So I would again make sure that you go in there and you turn these on, so that way you do not have the overlapping problem. All right, that will definitely do it for this. So thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.